नो रियल इंडिया के मेरे सभी साथियों और फॉलोअर्स को मेरा जय भीम नमो बुद्धाय. To all my friends and followers of No Real India account, a sincere Jai Bhim and Namo Buddhaya. In this video, I want to specifically address the topic of anti-caste accounts on Instagram mostly that are popping up everywhere by, funnily enough, Savarna privileged caste members. I understand that you want to be an ally and you're trying to do this to support the anti-caste movement, but as far as I'm concerned, it's very, very annoying. You do not have the wherewithal of distinguishing what is actually anti-caste and what is just packaged as anti-caste, but still spreading the narrative of the privileged caste India and privileged caste Brahminical ideology. Um, and at best, this is the most ineffective way to help us. And at worst, like I said, it's just continues to propagate the same old stories, and not knowing what you're posting. Anything which says we're talking against caste is being posted on your accounts, and it's just not helpful for us. And I do understand that this seems like what we are asking for, give us a platform to speak or whatnot, but you're dead wrong in creating accounts and just cross posting things from here and there and then adding a little comment here or there. When we ask you guys to give us platforms, we're not asking you to go create platforms. Take up Instagram space, take up YouTube space, take up Facebook space. When here, listen to me, and this is what we want you to do when we say give us access to spaces, give us the platform. And very specifically, I'm talking to Savarna Allies here in America. You have one of these in your, or all of these in your pocket. You either gone to school here, or you're working over here. At the least, you're living in a neighborhood here in America. Access to those American spaces are what we are asking for. If you have gone to school over here, reach back to, or if you're in school here, reach out to your academic admissions department, whoever deals with Indian admissions, or your HR or equivalent division there, or anti-hazing department there. Even if you come out of college, call them up and say, hey, by the way, when I was studying there, I didn't know much about anti-caste ideology, and Indians, there are a lot of Indian students there. We may want to look at this, and I'm happy to connect you with an anti-caste leader, educator outside, and then pull me or any of the other leaders who are talking about anti-caste movement. That is the way you give us space. Let's say you're working in a corporate America. We just recently saw how California is suing Cisco for casteist discrimination by privileged caste employees against its oppressed caste employees. That's where we want you to step in. Write a letter to your HR, or take your HR out for coffee and say, hey, Cisco thing happened. Hopefully you know about it. If not here, you should know about it, because wherever Indians are, caste system is going to rise up its ugly head. And then once they seem interested, connect them to us. Let us speak to them. That's the second thing you can do. And in your neighborhood, you have a council member or whatnot. Many Indians are now starting to live here and everything. Connect us with your local council member. Just send them an email saying, hey, there are a lot of Indians in our community now, or there could be a lot of Indians. When Indians come in, there will be some Indians who will be realtors, who will be doctors, who will be engineers, who will be business people out there. When such people are there and there are oppressed caste Indians, there is always a chance for oppression to happen between these two castes. How can we be on the offensive on this? So that's the kind of access we want you to give to us. Give us access to these councilmen and other stuff. Creating a dubious anti-caste account, not knowing exactly what you, I mean, have you guys even read like 2 books by Dr. Ambedkar? I'm sure everybody has read Annihilation of Caste. But beyond that, have you read Partition of India? How did Pakistan come in place? What is Dr. Ambedkar's path to salvation? Have you read his Buddha and his Dhamma? Have you read Buddha versus Karl Marx? Have you read any of these other books, or are you staying contemporarily aware? Do you think BJP is worse than Congress? I mean, think about that. Babri Masjid thing happened when PV Narasimha Rao was the Congress PM at the center. And then, did you ever read Rajinder Sachar committee, which says that Muslims are worse than, in some places, worse than untouchables? Their representation is so low. And that report came out in 2006 when BJP had only 5 years of political existence at the center. So, your entry into this movement is very, very young. You have probably a few months in, and you're like struggling with your own emotions here right now still. So don't try to just create an anti-caste account and let that be your outlet. Sit with it, read books, talk to us, and then ask us how when we say how you can be a good ally. Go get therapy. Holy freaking moly, get therapy. Get your mental health in check. If it's not individual therapy, get group therapy. For all privileged caste folks, join up who are anti-caste now, and understand where you fall now, because you don't fit with us, obviously, but your whole own community is going to kick you out. How are you going to deal with it? Or are you going to come to us for solace? Check in on that. And then if you want another way to help, put about 10% of your salary aside and help us through donations. In fact, I would say out of that 10%, give 5% to Dalit causes, anti-caste causes, and give the other 5% to Native American and Black Lives Matter here. Divvy up your money, because you're also taking advantage of being here in America. And in fact, I need to do that too. I am here in America, and I take advantage of the Black Lives Matter movement, or the Black history and slavery that has been here. And also, I live in LA on Native American land. So I need to be conscious of that too. So if you really, really want to help us, do those three things. Go get your mental health in order, donate money to the right causes, and then finally open up spaces that you have access to. Don't take up spaces. Don't make these dubious anti-caste accounts and just spread around more information. Even if it is the right information, that thing is already there. The guy who wants to find it would have found it. You're just becoming another mouthpiece, and by that you are projecting yourself and putting yourself in the middle. We don't need you there. We can do that task ourselves. So, well, anyways, that's the spiel. I was just annoyed at the number of anti-caste accounts popping up by Savarna Allies, and I'm like, what the hell? Why? That's not what we want from you guys. So listen to us. Okay, thank you. Bye now, and reach out to me if you have any questions.